We are spending 630, 650 billion every year for the education of our children, from nursery school to university. It will be irresponsible for us not to think about when these young people come out of university, college, and school, what happens to them. And that is why, for the first time, we have programs, deliberate, intentional, on creating jobs. It has never happened. You know, we keep talking, oh, you know, we want to grow the economy so that it creates jobs. But you see, it is possible for the economy to grow, but for there to be no jobs, unless it is done deliberately. And it is the reason why we intentionally put housing as one of the programs for us to deliver the transformation of Kenya and also create jobs. I don't think there is anybody who needs any persuasion anymore on housing. Do we still have anybody who still has any doubt? Surely. You have seen, for the places where the housing program has started, including my friend Simon Kingara in Ruiru, there is already a difference. It is reported by the media who has always problems with us, that crime in Ruiru has gone down because of the program we have. So, you know, so there is a whole ecosystem of positive vibe when we implement the housing program. It will create jobs for us. I want to tell you, members, as we talk today, and Alice and Hinga are here, we have close to 130,000 people working in the housing program who were not working last year. That's what it is. Our plan is that by the end of this year, we will have a minimum of 300,000 young people working in our housing program. And it will continue to grow. So it is as deliberate as that. Do not, I know, you know, argue, there are different ways of people how they want to profile and argue. I see many of you trying to still say, oh, you know, the levy. Forget about the levy. Let's discuss about the jobs. You know, the people who don't want the program will tell you about the levy. The people who want the program will tell you about the jobs, will tell you about making sure that we have decent households and making sure that we have new home owners. So I think we are past. In fact, the court said we had left out some people who were not paying the levy. And I said, oh, this is good news. Maybe we should go for those ones. So Murugara and team make sure that everybody pays. And I'm happy that tomorrow in Parliament, we should be able to finalize in the National Assembly. Let us progress it to the Senate and let us get working. Let me tell you this. We will implement the housing program. I don't want to say by whatever means possible. I have just said we will implement. We will. Because it is what other progressive countries have done. It has worked. It is not an invention. It is what it is, you know? And even those who are opposed to the housing program, it is not because they don't know that it is the right thing. Their problem is that it is us who are implementing, not them. It is just as simple as that. That is their quarrel. In fact, when I had one of our friends say yesterday, when, I don't know the day yesterday or the day before, that when he sees things, he feels like crying. It is true. Because they are now wondering, it was actually true that housing was possible, and we wasted time on reggae. You know? They feel like crying because they can actually see this housing was actually possible. So that's what it is. Many people thought it was not possible. They can now see that it is possible. I want to ask us here, especially our members of parliament, to pay very special attention to some of the things we are doing, because we are setting up the exam of 2027. So, muko na leakage ya exam. What you do with it is your problem. Because we are building markets in your constituencies. We have close to 500 markets. We have advertised maybe 200-300. They are in your constituencies. Go ahead. I have absolutely no problem with our members of parliament going to say, I am the one who has decided that this market be built here. I have no problem. Enda utangaze kabisa kutoka asubuhi mpaka jioni. Hata ufanye groundbreaking, I have no problem. Endelea. Yeah? Because this is your exam. This is a commitment we made to Mama Mboga, didn't we? Yes. We went to every forum. Mamboga wakatuambia tunapigwa na jua, tuko na shida, tunapigwa na mvua, hatuna mahali choo, hatuna maji, hakuna stima, hakuna nini. So we now have an opportunity to do that. Don't let it happen without you. Wewe kazi yako ni kuinspect every week. Unatembea tembea kidogo, unapitia hapo, unasema sasa, unakuja unaongea hapo, unasema hii kazi kabisa. We have the county aggregation and industrial parks. Members, we have the county aggregation and industrial park. It is a partnership between the counties and the national government. You have a role to play. You know, make sure you go and inspect KAIP in your county. We have now 5 special economic zones, 6 actually, including one of the biggest here in NAIVASHA. In NAIVASHA, as we committed, we're going to have a huge industrial city here in NAIVASHA. We have just concluded the procurement and the purchase of 5,000 additional acres here. To Alice? 5,000. Yes. Yes. 11,000 acres, but 6,000 will go towards resettlement of people. So we have, shortly, we will be now gazetting the necessary areas. And already, we have very many companies. I was in Dubai for the COP28, and we signed many agreements of people who want to come and set up here. on account of our renewable energy, on account of what Kenya looks like going into the future. Take advantage and be part of it. And it speaks to the jobs element. We're not just doing this as structures. We are doing this because jobs is important. We have to be deliberate. I was in Murang'a the other day, and I hope today, I told the governor of Murang'a, between today and tomorrow, we already have finished the procurement of the first phase, which is going to cost us about 500 million. It's going to begin. And we want to push this so that we have a good environment for us to create jobs. Further down, in our fifth pillar of the Kenya Kwanza Manifesto is the digital superhighway. It is one of the most important pillars of our manifesto. I have had a discussion with the committee, ICT committee in Parliament. I have had a conversation with the chair of the CDF committee. We have now changed the law. All of you know that. And I want to urge members here. Your first priority is to make sure that you are ahead of the game in making sure that we have ICT hubs in every ward in your constituencies. You have heard me say it, and I mean it. And many of you who have done a small thing out of it, you have known that, you have seen the impact it has. Jameni, musifanye program hii ifaulu kwingine, and this is a program of your government. Because the people on the other side, sometimes they are ahead of us. They can see the opportunity clearer than we can. I want to urge every member of parliament here, listen to me, friends. You will create 1,000 jobs minimum in your constituency with the ICT hub. Mnanielewa? We've just concluded, we had a thorough meeting with Owalo and many of the other actors on how to deploy internet, on how we have already allocated money for training, on how we are going to make sure that the place has power. It is up to you to make sure that you are ahead of the curve. So, members, I am talking to many people here. Mutapita mutiani if you do what I'm telling you. Yeah? You will, we are setting up the exam for 2027. So, mujipange.